Mm, 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 mm. Hey y'all, I hope y'all doing wonderful. Today is Wednesday, but y'all, before we get into my thumbnail, y'all know how I like to talk about myself because y'all, why can't I just admit I'm a narcissist too? Okay, everybody is a narcissist. I'm starting to see that. I'm starting to feel that. Right, and somebody might say it's not me. I'm not one. But hey, baby girl, you might not be one, and gentlemen, you might not be one either. But when it's me, for me all the time, um, and this what happened to me is what I love to call one narcissist. So, but I'm gonna talk about myself today for like a few minutes before I let people come in and before I get into the thumbnail. So, if you just hopped in and you don't want to hear me talk about myself, guess what? I will be talking about this my thumbnail in like 3 minutes. Okay, but until then, let me talk about myself. Hi, thank you for joining. But yesterday, y'all, I don't know if y'all know, I'm I'm in class. I have a college course that it requires me to do a beta plan. Now, anybody that makes under 60,000 a year, go check out AP and see if you're qualified for getting free taxes. Your taxes done for free. If you make under 65,000, I think it's 65,000. Definitely in the state of North Carolina. But I'm doing that right now. I'm doing that program. And the original AP was at my college. Um, and I go to UNC Pembroke. And I'm just sitting in the classroom, just like twiddling my thumbs, doing my classwork. But baby, I'm going to another college in town. And when I tell you, what I'm about to tell you, that man worked me like I just got off the boat from Africa. I worked my tail off yesterday. And y'all, one of my friends was like, "Oh my gosh, those people are about to kill you because you're doing their taxes. You don't know what you're doing." But it's not that hard. I promise you. I don't personally do my own taxes, but it's not that hard. But when I tell you the shenanigans that I have to put up with, I have some shenanigans. Okay. Okay, let me just tell you, and that program, you can't just like, yeah, I got 7 kids, I'm claiming. No, they really need documents after documents after documents, and they won't. If they feel like something's fishy, they can require you to do more documents. So basically, I'm the intake. I input, well, yeah, that's what it's called. I'm in the intake uh, part of the taxes. So they drop off their taxes, and baby, I was like, what is the degree to be a hairdresser at this point? Because y'all, when I tell you, I didn't know that field was so tedious. I don't know what field is more tedious now. And I've been in the educational field, and I originally wish I stayed in law fields, like history, law field, but I didn't. So I said, okay, let me go into accounting. And y'all, when I tell you, I can kick my tail. Like I thought the history field was tedious, but it wasn't as tedious. I should have been just thankful that I understood what the hell I was reading in those history classes because y'all, when I tell you, I'm like, what the hell did I do? But y'all, let's get into this thumbnail because y'all, I got a mouthful of how I feel about the whole situation, and it's okay for me to feel this way. I'm not running cloud off of anybody. I'm just stating how I actually feel about the whole situation. All right, so if y'all don't know this situation I'm talking about, I'm gonna just run you back. This lady been married to this man for less than 6 months, and she finally came to grips with her reality that he is not what he said he was, and he has been lying from day one. So I try my best to not to listen to a lot of reactors on this stuff because I have my own personal opinion and I don't want to be persuaded or flow on what they're saying. And that's hard because we're genuinely women and we are the ones that have so much emotions and we have feelings and everything is like, girl, that's, and you also got to be careful of not paying attention to the messenger. That's very important with this story because the story, I paid attention to the messenger. That was a wrong thing I should have done. All right. I paid attention to the messenger instead of the message. All right. That's the biggest key. So if you don't know, and this is the story of the lady that got the series, Who the F Did I Marry? And it should be more like who she should do a second one is saying, Who the F am I? Because after that, after she talked about her the marriage part and with him, I need her to go back and evaluate herself now because she's took time to evaluate him, but she has never really evaluated herself. Now she did take accountability, but we're going to what I like to look at is what she said that she liked to cover it up. She covered up a lot of stuff mentally and physically that I felt like she enjoyed his toxicity. For example, um, when the first house, when the first house, and she found out the house was sold, it was off the market. He came back, didn't even disclose nothing to her, didn't say, hey, she had to find out off of the website. And she called the number and she already knew how he was going to break down the lie. But the whole series is about him lying. But beginning of it, she told herself how he was going to get out of that situation. That was her addiction in the beginning. That was her addiction. And a lot of people don't understand. There's some trauma with daddy issues, mommy issues, abandonment, whatever, that sometimes people adapt and keep to themselves. Like if a daddy says, yeah, I'm gonna keep on coming, I'm gonna come and see you, I'm gonna see you, and then they hold on to it. And then eventually they actually start dating a man that lies to them. And they're okay. And they know how he's gonna walk out of it. See, instead of her literally saying, boy, you got to go, you're doing too much, she didn't. So the second round of lies. Now, this is not even before the brothers and the family. This is just face-to-face lies that she's seen first-handed. When she was waiting for that card to be delivered from, I think she said 4 to 5 or 3 to 5, and she called and said, hey, what's going on with the card? And he said, oh, da da da, and then da, and then mentally she started letting the lies. Okay, I'm gonna see what you're gonna say. I'm gonna just see what you're gonna say. What are you gonna say? She enjoyed the lies. And then eventually I started looking at this man was a more convenience to her than that she loved him. She said, I thought I loved him, but 30, and I stopped at 34, y'all. When she said when he walked out the car and he had a stitch, and she looked in his car and saw that he was living in her house. This is a man. Now, no matter how angry you are, some of us, we have hearts. And y'all, I'm not against her. I'm just looking at what I see. I promise you, I don't know her from Adam and Eve. But what she described showed me a different side. And a lot of people don't see it because they want to say, oh, but he did this to her, he did this to her, this. But something about real, true love. There's a woman right now fixing her husband a plate, knowing all his dirty secrets. She don't got no arsenic on it. She just know that man needs to eat. Do you understand what I'm saying? He needs ABC. I don't know how she actually felt, but I felt like she enjoyed the shenanigans until it was no longer convenient to her. She'd rather stay with him knowing that he not lied about the house once, but twice, 3 times. When I say 3 times, when that first, what was that guy? The house was sold. The second was when the guy stopped dealing with him and say, hey, you're going to have to find your new agent. And the third one was the female. When his fantasy, when their fantasy together did not take place, she was done with the house. She just basically said, I don't want to hear about no houses. I don't want to hear about no cars. Find me a new fantasy. Basically, she was telling that man to find her a new fantasy because she knew that he really couldn't deliver. Another thing I noticed, how she kept saying that he paid all the bills. He paid all the bills, and he had cash money offers that I can pay a cash. You pay the cash offer today, and they was asking him about the they was asking him about proof of income. Like they need to see his income, right? Cool beans, right? And then when she dropped the bomb. She did. She dropped the bomb so she don't look so bad in it. She said, well, I looked at his bank account and he had 96,000. All right. That's a lot. Y'all, that's a lot of money. If y'all, to some people, it's not a lot. But that's a lot of money if you're struggling. You get what I'm saying? That might be a lot of money to somebody that pays their bills and live off paycheck to paycheck. That's a lot of money. All right. Then she said something in the nature of his other savings had 15,000. All right. But this man basically was saying that he could put down 600,000. Not even $50,000 close. Do y'all see what I'm saying? That narcissistic of both of them. It wasn't just him. So she had to try to clean up shit that didn't even make any sense. So he's paying the bills, and he has a large amount of money, but then you still need his help because he paying all the bills. But once upon a time, you was paying all the bills, your car no near thing. And then now you need his help to pay the car note. Y'all see what I'm saying? There was her truth and a sprinkle of the real truth. I personally feel that way because I'm not going to go out here looking like the complete fool that she shouldn't. And I wouldn't either. But we'll call a spade a spade. She enjoyed his shenanigans from day one. See, there's a lot of people like, well, God was trying to tell you something. No, and I'll say this. Maybe she had a bad tire. And then to her demise, how she talked about it, was that he came and he purchased her a tire. No, man, I got, nowadays, no, I got AAA. I can get somebody to give me a tire. No, don't worry. I got it. That's usually why I pay for this. But it was a damsel in distress mode. There's some things you just don't do as a woman. Definitely not a single woman. Because he molded on her. See, they both looked at each other and they played on each other. That's what my personal opinion. She said he had a studio apartment. So I'm not going to move my stuff over there so he can move over here. Why did he move anyway? Why did you move to you? Why did y'all need to be quarantined? Y'all, I had y'all, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I had a baby during COVID. Yes, you do. I did. And he's the most precious thing to me. And not once did I say, hey, come and live with me. It's COVID. No, I didn't. I took my dirt and we had fun and the privacy of a hotel, and then we kept it moving. We did. We kept it moving. And not saying that it was a one time thing. We were actually dating. But it was more like, no, we're gonna have fun. We're gonna live. But living with me, no ma'am, no ham. I just thought that was strange. I'm not going to feel sorry for you because she looked a little seasoned now that she should have known better. Women, when you're dating a man you, and you got certain things, that's what we look for. But another thing was, I felt like she wanted, this is just me saying this, she wanted his fantasy to be here, or reality. This man, she said he was driving in a Ford Taurus. I don't know nothing about no car, so I had to look it up to do. And y'all, how do you have a Ford Taurus? How do you drive? Y'all, I'm going to be as petty as possible because I can. This is my channel. How you drive into a Mercedes, a BMW, a Range Rover, a Audi? How do you ride up into the parking lot? I don't even look at the Mercedes direction when I go home. I have to drive right past it, and I go home and get on the highway, and I don't even look towards it. It's so intimidating. And he just gassed her, but she was okay being gassed. She was okay with it. It was okay. She was 100% okay with it because it benefited her. It was a convenience. That relationship between them was a relationship of convenience. It wasn't a relationship of love. Or I don't even think they liked each other. They was always trying to outbeat each other, or trying to, trying to figure out the clue. She woke up in the morning with a Jessica Fletcher moment. And he woke up as trying to be the weasel that he was. See, all it takes you to break it down. That's all you have to do. You have to do is break it down. Listen, a lot of times we are looking at the messenger and saying, oh my gosh, he did that to you. But then we have to listen to the message and listen to what she's sugarcoating, what really is breaking her down. She broke down a couple of times because she had to face her own reality during this story time. I would say this man has a type. I'm not saying that she's an ugly girl because I really think she's a very beautiful girl without makeup. Oh my gosh, she is gorgeous. Now, she can leave that thing with that hat on, and girl, you can leave that look alone. But when she is just talking to us, and even when she was sitting in the car with those little rollers. I love that roller, by the way. But and she was just talking to us, or she had no makeup and just her little wig on. Yeah, she was beautiful. It's not the looks, it's not the weight. He has a type. His type is himself. See, you might not physically be lying like to anybody, but you lie to yourself. You told yourself every day from that first time you discovered him lying that his lie can't be, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. When you have to say, we're going to play nice with my mom when she comes in town, that's when you knew you was lying. That's real talk. People don't realize people really be lying to themselves. If you told yourself instantly that I wasn't feeling this man, but this man gives me A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and I really don't have to really put that much effort in it. I don't have to work that hard. It's okay. But I personally believe she enjoyed him lying to her. She enjoyed feeling like she was Inspector Gadget, trying to decode any lie and every lie that he spelled out. But I would personally say that when he made her look crazy, that he did. When I tell you this man's being, he seemed like that was his motive, is to take you out into a crazy house. Because that's all most men they need to do is to make you crazy. Definitely he's married to you. All he gotta do is say you batshit crazy and then verify it. That's all. He went down there to tell his people that you cheated on him. Even though that he built up a lie saying that somebody knocked on the door asking for you. And you had to go back and try to investigate from the ringer on your phone to your neighbor camera. You did that. You know, deep down inside, nobody coming to your house. They'll call you before. You're like, boy, stop. But you were so used to the lies that you was, let me entertain this. Let me entertain him. Girl, I'm telling you, I'm so thankful I got a jackass in my life. When I tell y'all, I will listen to this story without looking at the messenger. With looking at the messenger, I said, darn, we want that. We want that. The guy that's going to pay for everything, that guy's going to make sure we're straight and make sure that we have this, and he's going to start moving and rocking and rolling, trying to build us something, right? And when you get a jackass, listen to this story, you are so thankful. You are so thankful. When I say a jackass, he's a jackass, and he knows that. I make sure I will text him, and I ain't gonna text him. I'm not trying to be on his bad side. But when you get a jackass that tells you straightforward, just be honest as possible, you appreciate it. But when I tell you, she enjoyed him lying to her. She enjoyed it. The way that she said, well, I saw this document and I saw, and nothing told her to say, verify it. Why do he have two social security cards? You didn't even thought of, doing I did a background check. Now, be honest with you, a lot of people don't know the man that is sleeping with Social Security. That's real talk. So, That's bad to say, but a lot of people don't know a man's social security after they have sex or even babies. So I'm not going to even go there and say, how shame are you? But you knew him very well. I wish I could say it was intuition, but intuition would have you walk away a long time ago. Intuition would have you not to have that man living in your house after a couple of weeks knowing him. Intuition will not allow you to entertain shit from the beginning. 20 houses? You enjoyed the big talking man. And I must say, that man had a type. All the women that's coming out, they don't look like each other. They don't talk like each other. That's not what I'm saying. But you can tell he had a type. The single mother. The single mother. I don't know the second one was a single mother. But the one he liked the damsel in distress. He liked the overcompensating woman, like I'm gonna stand by my man type. When she said I bought him those shoes, like that mistake. I wouldn't even tell people I bought a man shoes. I will buy him cancer sticks before I buy him shoes. His life policy is more than shoes. Okay, I'm sorry. Sorry. No offense, but his life policy is more than shoes. But I will personally have to say, ladies, if y'all listen to the story, listen, not the messenger. Take out something from this. Not looking for signs. If you're not in it, for real, don't jump in it. Never convince yourself you love somebody. That's all I'm trying to say. There's nothing that you need to really convince. If you love the person, you really truly love them. There's no convincing. There's no second guessing. There won't be anything that you sit there and try to conquer something in your brain to make it work. You love, you love. You don't, you don't. I know she probably never really loved this man. He was a convenience to her. Kept her lonely. He stayed in the house. He was consistent. Y'all, that's love. That's what we really want. We want a man that's gonna pick up the phone, text us at every minute of the day, be under us. It's the consistency. Yeah, he had it. He had time. He could do it. Now, I'm not big on public affection. I think that is silly to be a certain age and you need to let people see who you are. That's crazy. Um, but I will say this. She should have thought something was strange when he was telling her about his job. That should have been already a blue flag, not a red flag. That should have been screaming blue and green. And you could probably tell that he didn't have experience with his job type. VIP. Now people move up in the field. I'm not saying that. But when he said that his job title probably didn't have anything to do with what jobs he had. He said he worked for Apple. And I'm assuming, condiment, somewhat a factory job, right? But he said he worked for Apple. and I'm assuming like Apple Tech or something in that nature. Then he was a football player. And now suddenly he just moved to back to Georgia and he's a VIP. Do you understand what I'm saying? I did the online dating a little too much. And there's some people I will always going to enjoy for the rest of my days. They don't have to be sexual. They can be just like personally. Like they was cool peeps. But one thing I learned, men like to feel important. That man wants to feel important. And when he came home, you was the only person that made him feel important. I looked at that with a little heart, y'all. I'm not going to even lie to you. That got to be the most loneliest place in somebody's heart. They have to orchestrate a whole fantasy of being liked and being respected and being. That got to be a hard place. Y'all, if I said I love somebody, you think I would put that out there no matter how pissed off I am? Y'all understand that compassion? That got to be a hard place. Like, D, that got to be some compassion to a woman that says she loves somebody. Where are you going at? Why you feel like you're never good enough? Now, lying about being at school, I get it. Lying about having money, I get it. But damn it, I had to probably fucking feel bad for him to even be on the phone every day by himself, talking to a nobody, to his brother. Now, did he cause it? Most likely. But there gotta be a hell to be on this earth talking to yourself. Like I'm talking to myself right now. But hopefully somebody will see it. That she didn't have the capacity. No, not the capacity. She didn't have the compassion for somebody that fell in love with the man, moved him in, and enjoy everything that he gave her at that time. Because to be honest with you, if I sit back and say, damn, this man sat here and lied about ABC. Grandma been dead. Uncle been dead. And one thing I noticed that she kind of skipped through like detail parts. Like she, for example, I would say when she described there wasn't no I'm sorry. When she described the gravesite to her grandmother, and she said there wasn't no date on it. And then I said, well, wouldn't you see the interruption of the ground? Did you notice that? Like, oh, why is this ground so hard? Or, interrupting like there's no fresh green or nothing like that, right? All right. So I peep certain things like that. Um, it's just small details that she'll cover over because again she had to face that reality. I just don't feel like she really was in the marriage from the get-go. I can say that I have all the right. She didn't come across as the person. It was benefiting her more than it was benefiting him. Because personally, if you really love somebody, you'll say, hey, you don't have to lie to me. You don't have to lie to kick it. But the way that she got upset about the school told me that she really wanted to walk away. No matter if he told her the truth or not, she really wanted to walk away. Because she had convinced him, she could have had a conversation about lying a long time ago. But I must say this, and I'm about to bounce out. I look at the heart. She might be a grand person. People might love her. She might be liked. I enjoyed her story, but then there's something that clicks to me. This wasn't a marriage of love. This is a marriage of convenience. Never be in a place of convenience. If you're lonely, start reading. I tell you, reading will make you so unlonely because you're captivated with that author in you. Y'all are entwined into the end of the book. I promise you, that's the best feeling ever. Cause I'm lonely. I'm single. Even though I I'm the I like to call and tell my friends I am the comeback queen. I would go back to anyone. Well, not anyone, but I would go back to a selective exes from my Texas any day, right? Because I think I have hearts for them, right? Genuinely, I have real true hearts for them. But that's besides the point. But in the meantime, if I'm single, I do get lonely. I do want a little attention, but is it worth it to just get what that part? It's never worth it. Ladies, please don't go out here and getting married because you're lonely. Ladies, don't go out here get married and then you have to sugarcoat every fucking thing that this person is saying or doing just so you don't be lonely. Listen to what she said. I want it to be my time. That means she didn't care about what he does or how you do it. It was my time to get married. It was my time to have a non fornicating sex life. Because that's all it broke down. When he stopped having sex, that's when she got grouchy. She said it. Like we didn't do what normal people do when we got married. He stopped it. I didn't. He stopped it. Y'all wedding night, right? They said they got married and then they went to go get wings. I was like, I ain't getting that's one last thing I'm doing my wedding night. I don't care. All right. He's gonna turn me into a wing. Leave that alone. That's for grown folks. I'm just saying, it was more convenient. He knew that he could sweep you off your feet by doing bare minimum. Bare minimum. Getting you a tire. That might seem like a lot to people, but that's bare minimum. That's what men's supposed to do, not being sexist. That's what men's supposed to do. They see a need, they fulfill it. That's what men do. It's crazy. We get swept off our feet for things they supposed to do. It's so funny. I had this Honda, and my Honda always ran out of steering fluid. Always. And my dad bought it for me, and I loved that car. Y'all, I really did. Then I got my Kia, but I remember going to the gas station, pumping up my thing, and you should see the men used to swarm over there like, "Whoa, what you doing, lady? No, 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 let me do it." They supposed to do it. Now they don't pump gas like they used to, but that's besides the point. You be a female out here looking at a tire. Well, where I'm at, you looking at a tire. I tell you one thing: if you want, you want a man to help you, you just pull out a couple of weird ass tools, and they gonna sit back and they gonna be like shaking their head. Hey, what you doing? They supposed to do that. Damsel in distress. Just say, hey, I'm about to do my own tire. No, you and I. What you doing? Sit back and drink a Coca-Cola. He's supposed to do that. That shouldn't be shivery. Y'all understand? Texting you forever is not shivery. Being in your bedroom every night is not shivery. I'm going to tell you what shivery is. Loving to be alone. Giving him space. Him giving you space. That's shivery. I didn't appreciate that until I heard this story. Shivery is if he says something, let him say it. If it's true, it's true. If it's not, it's not. Peace of mind is shivery enough. Man, give you peace, that's enough. Nothing extra. Yes, it's nice to get all the materialistic things, but it's what does it do for us? And you have to still snoop. Ladies, you knew he was lying. And I'll have to go. She knew he was lying when she had to go snooping through his Facebook. I'm sorry. Well, I did a drive by one time, my last drive by ever. I promise you. Not because he cleared anything up. Nah, that ain't gonna work. But why am I doing it? Well, why am I here if I'm doing it? Exactly. Ladies, one, don't be so quick. Don't want it. Don't want a relationship more than you sit back and say, okay, I want this relationship to work so bad that I'm gonna ignore everything until I can't. See, nothing broke her back until he made her look like the fool. When he said, I never lied to her, that made her rage. I hid all, or she was like, I hid all your lies. I carried all your lies. Nobody don't know your lies. That's what made her mad. Wasn't the fact that he told her that, just because she hid that so she can continue to keep her convenience. And when he was no longer convenient, he made her look crazy, and now she's exploding. I tell you, the table was turning. He was dicking her down more. They probably be right now still looking at houses, and he's still telling the people, I'm giving. And y'all know I'm not lying. If he was still digging her down, they'd be right now looking at houses on Zillow. There we go. They will. When the convenience stops, all hell broke loose. Where he was no longer her personal convenience. When she became his no longer personal convenience, it stopped. They both was in a relationship of convenience. And that's all I have to say. And that will cause them to be two narcissists sitting in one tree branch together. All right, but I'm gonna go and talk about the girlfriends probably tonight after work. I am, because the girlfriends is actually funny, y'all. The girlfriends come out of woodwork, and they are funny to me. But I'll talk to y'all beautiful people later. I got to go pick up these little children of mine, y'all. Yes, and now I have to go to my second job. But y'all, and that's how it works, okay? It's okay to work two jobs, to get what you need, and it's easier for me to not to be wishing on bullshit. Okay, y'all have a beautiful day. I talk to y'all beautiful people later. Now, if y'all didn't like how I said that she was a narcissist, y'all don't understand. I always say two narcissists are meant for each other because they know how to get what they want. Okay, and that's just real talk. Two narcissists love each other. They do. They love playing in each other's face. Hey, I said what I said. A narcissist knows a narcissist. Okay, that's all I'm saying. All right, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.